A new trend is sweeping the nation, causing disturbances for residents in almost every city. This is the sound. Kids refer to the phenomena as burble-tune culture, and it involves motor vehicles emitting numerous loud bangs as they're driving down the road. But recently, influencers all across the country have been uploading videos glamorizing the modification, adding fuel to the fire. I'm here with a Central Florida family that has something to say about this crackle crisis.
I think they do it to aggravate old people like us. We're used to living out here in the country. Gunshots don't bother us, but this burble is just annoying.
One YouTuber can even be found documenting himself installing these disturbance devices on hundreds of vehicles all across New York City.
They call me the crackle kingpin. If you want burbles, you pay me, you get burbles.
I've managed to secure an interview with the Burble Boys, a group in Central Florida associated with some of the loudest bangs in the country.
So my two burble monsters here, this is a 335, this one's a 340, and they're both just letting the crowd know what's going on when I pull up on the scene. There's a few reasons why I like the Burble-Tune noises. One, dominance. Two, swag. And the third reason, how else are people gonna know I'm full bolt-on stage 2+?
Well, this is my 435i. I've had a Burble-Tune since I was about 13 and a half years of age. I really like the attention, especially because I didn't get enough of that.
One of the Burble Boys was kind enough to show us how it's done.
You just wanna open up your app like this, right? Make sure that burble exhaust is on. Duration, we want long burbles, turn it all the way up. Sport, you know we're going all the way hard. For a minimum RPM, 2K, and we're ready to roll.
We're driving and we hear it, we immediately clench up and think, oh my God, you know, somebody's been shot. And then we go, oh, it's just one of those noisy cars. A burble, what do you call it again? Burble-Tune? I'm calling cops.
No doubt.
How are these burbles made, you might ask? We talked to the Crackle Kingpin himself to find out.
Normally when you let off the gas, the car shuts off the fuel injectors. We don't do that. We leave them on and we fire it later and into the exhaust, which makes pops and bangs.
Not only is it a disturbance, its impact is diverse. A new study by scientists found a connection between excess fuel being burned and global warming, as well as raising gas prices.
Listen, I'm a cop, and my department's in charge of dealing with this. These things are more than just pops and bangs. These exhaust systems are practically flamethrowers. I mean, these kids are literally setting their cars on fire. To combat this fad, I've been training a task force of millennial TikTokers. What this task force is gonna do is it's gonna go behind enemy lines and infiltrate these criminals and entice them to incriminate themselves on camera. I hear them now.
Some are taking matters into their own hands, like this Florida-based company that has launched a line of merchandise targeted against the movement.
We got the Karen, we got the angry people, even the cat is pissed off, and we got the burgers coming out at the toss. If you're a simple type of guy or girl, we got the simple ABT shirt, Anti-Burble-Tune Association.
This company, LZMFG, is even giving away an R33 Skyline to help promote sales of their new merchandise.
There's a lot of moms against Burble-Tunes. You can't stop us. There's no stopping the pops. We are the new pop culture.
This has been Bob Riker reporting for Channel 69 News. Kind of like this noise. All right, guys, after that, we've got a lot to unpack in this video. Number one, I can finally announce the confirmed winner of the Supercharged NSX, and he goes by the name of Vincent DeVenter from Fort Worth, Texas. I have to thank you guys all for getting entered for a chance to win and for being patient with me. It takes a lot on the legal side to be able to make sure that everything is legit and done the correct way, and I'm excited to meet Vincent and see what he thinks of the NSX. As you can see in the video, Johan mentioned that we have a new giveaway car along with the merchandise that was briefly shown in the video, inspired by an evening where I was sitting by myself on a park bench trying to enjoy a nice evening, and one kid in a Genesis circling around the parking lot going pop, 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 pop. An Instagram story emerged where I went on a rant about being against Burble-Tunes, and I felt like I was onto something, so I said, you know what, we're gonna make a whole line of merchandise around this. And sure enough, we've got our Mothers Against Burble-Tunes shirt. We've got our Anti-Burble-Tune ABT Association shirt, along with a couple other new products releasing for the launch of our R33 Skyline giveaway. I know what you're thinking, we've done an R33 Skyline before. This one was red and it had a wide body, and this one was red and had a wide body, and the Chaser was red and had a wide body, and it's kind of become the thing with giveaway cars, so I figure we roll with it. With our giveaway cars, the idea is to try to do something that I'm excited about, because if I'm excited about it, it will show on camera and it will show in the footage. This car may look, you know, it's not stock and it's not an OEM collector grade car, but what it has are some circuit track bits on it that make it really special. I actually saw this car for sale on Power Vehicles. There's some footage of it ripping on the racetrack and I was like, oh my God, that looks like so much fun. So I kind of bought it, not really knowing if it would be something that I'd enjoy for myself or it could potentially be the next giveaway car. But for our plans, I knew that we needed a giveaway car now. I had this thing on the back burner and well, you guys are gonna get it instead of me. But walking around this thing, you'll see it's got some beautiful Regamasters that could use a little bit of refinishing. Endless brakes with 2-piece rotors, all IKEA Formula arms. It's got some wider flares so it can fit quite a bit bigger tire. It's got the GTR wing in the back. But what's special about this thing's under the hood? Surprise, surprise, this thing's got an RB26 in it. I don't know what it is about this engine, and you guys will see. It is the most peppy, quick spooling RB26 I've ever driven, mated to an RB25 5-speed transmission, so it is still rear wheel drive, which is good for a circuit car. Mind you, the engine bay needs the LZ touch. It could definitely use some cleaning up, but it's got HKS GTSS turbos, Tomei cams, upgraded head gasket, bottom end refresh with N1 pistons, and very oddly enough, coming over from Japan, this thing was tuned on a Link standalone. So I'm excited. Jamie's actually in town today and he's gonna take a look at it, make sure everything's good to go. But supposedly this thing makes like 500 horsepower. The inside's got not too much going on. Apparently this trim might actually be an OEM option according to Tommy. I'm not too sure about it. But what's cool is it does have a couple different electronic gauges between the DEFI here and then 2 different HKS gauges. We've got air fuel here. We've got a couple other meters here and then we've got all our gauges and levels here. It's also got Bride buckets in it, GTR rear seats, GTR panels. But the thing that sold me on this car more than anything is the first time I started it. It's got a very interesting, like, almost sounds like it's a bit higher compression than normal. And the response from this engine is like the most responsive RB26 I've ever driven. Ready? Unfortunately, it's raining out today, but what I'm more excited about than anything, I think this car is going to be the fastest car that has ever done a lap around the compound circuit. Based on specs alone, knowing what's on this car, knowing how much power it makes, knowing the feedback and the brakes and everything, this thing's gonna be a rocket. And the idea behind this one, if it's already sorted mechanically and it's a great weekend track toy or canyon cruiser, all we gotta do is clean it up, bring the looks up to standards, but we've got good mechanical bones and a car that rips. All right, so we got Mr. Marsh and Oaks on the laptop. This car's on a Link. So we're just going to do a poll and make sure everything looks safe. We might need to pull a little timing out. I know our fuel here isn't necessarily the best, but I'm curious to see what power it makes. I was told around 500 when I bought it. We'll see.
How much boost is it making?
I've been too scared to get on it.
Fair enough.
But I'm not now because y'all are here.
Where's the number? There it is. Yeah, I see 400, 380.
Damn, them Japanese dynos read high.
All right, so you see this crazy curve right here. So this mimics the boost curve almost identically, right? So the boost comes in and then it falls off. So the goal is to make the boost flat, right, Adam?
Yeah, it was on the high boost map too. I just checked. So, what do you think? You think it's a mechanical or do you think it's an ECU?
Time to dig in and find out.
Is it closed loop boost control or is it open loop? It's open loop. I think 39%.
Thinking heavily. All right, vlog time, boys. So, we wired in a new boost controller and we got it working. First pull, made a flat 16, right? It was a flat 16 PSI? Flat 16. Flat 16. And look at that curve difference. From this to just like this really nice, say the word, Adam, say the word.
Linear.
Power band.
Hey, how much PSI was that, tuner?
16.
16?
16 pizzies.
16, that's not bad.
Not bad. That was 460 horsepower, and it's like a very nice controllable power too.
What the fuck?
Not bad.
That's good.
How much do you want to make?
I mean, on pump gas, my rule is normally like 18 pounds.
500.
I mean, I would love to make 500, but I don't know how reliable it'll be. Pump gas 500 on twins is kind of like dicey in my eyes. This, I think, is perfect for like the intentions of the car.
Oh yeah, no, 460 is plenty of power.
Yeah. So the R33 is all tuned now. I was stoked that Jamie was down to tune some of the other cars on the Invitational so I could have him do a look over. And this thing is ready to make its lap time around the compound. Hot off the press, I have two of the other new designs that are launching for this giveaway. This is the JZX100 Cresta T by popular demand. I love the front with the vines and all the abandoned grime on it. And then we have the 4-rotor Supra shirt. This is the back, and then this is the front. Fun fact, we actually had this designed before Johan was done with the intake manifold or the headers. So massive shout out to Josh for knocking it out of the park on the design. Also, fun fact, both of these designs will be available on hoodies. More information you can find in the link below. But now, I still think this might be the fastest car on the compound, so I'm gonna check tire pressure and let it rip. All right, R33, RB26. Let's see how this thing does. Very linear power band. Seems like it's got quite a bit of front grip. This is where, all right. Always get a little bit of understeer on this corner, but it's nice because it's kind of predictable. It reminds me a lot of the NSX power band, just the linearness of it just kind of cooperating. I think we hit a safety on that straight there. Need to have Jamie check that out. Overall though, not bad. Pretty quick car. He's a little more dialing in, but right out of the box, not too shabby. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Like right out of the box, no setup needed. We just lowered it down, aligned it, took it out for a rip. Jamie cleaned it up. I think I mentioned it in the video. There's a little bit of like a safety that we're hitting, so we'll need to take a look at that. Good thing is Jamie's still here, we'll get her cleaned up. But overall, a great starting platform for a giveaway car, and I'm excited to see what time it put down on the board. It's not the fastest. I thought it was going to be the fastest, but it did come in second place with a 3127. We got a new second place car. Not bad.
What does it drift?